Welcome back, guys, to Horizon Forbidden West, where last episode, after obtaining some materials before diving into the flooded elevator shaft to retrieve a compressed air capsule, Aloy made herself a diving mask able to allow her to descend into the water without fear of drowning, leading her to dive deep to find Poseidon. However, a Tideripper and a strong current blocked the way further in, so we now work on draining the area. Thank God these doors still work.
This looks promising. There should be a console in here.
That was the one I scanned, isn't it? Yep. Hello, hello. Yeah, there we go.
There. Time to dry this place out.
And then find everything in here.
That did it! Okay. Now I can deal with that machine guarding the door on the other end of the dome. And once I get past it, I can get to what's waiting on the other side of the door. Poseidon. I guess the bridge didn't get rid of all of the water.
I mean, probably to allow us to fall into it quite safely. Does this game have multiplayer? No, it does not. But it does have an interesting mode, actually. If you go into the settings, where is it? Accessibility? They've got a co-pilot mode. So this feature only uses a second controller with mirrored controls, requires second user profile, which does allow you to have some form of like co-op ability, but via one character. I don't know how that works, but it being an accessibility option in and of itself. 2 controllers versus 1 in case someone can't, completely control one in this fashion. You could make a multiplayer out of it. In some ways. With something like that, it's kind of just exactly how you decide to make it. Kind of like when, back in the day, Final Fantasy IX on the PS1. The fact that you could have 2 people controlling, different characters in battle. Those kind of things. I play with my little brother that way. Back in the day. Sometimes these options can be what you make of it. Las Vegas timeline. 15,000 BC, mammoths, woolly elephants come to Nevada before it is called Nevada to eat. 8,000 BC, Native Americans come and draw pteroglyphs? Yeah, sure. Periglyphs? No, what are they called? Which are different from different from pterodactyls. Yes, different. 1829, some people from a place called Spain in Europe call Las Vegas, which means the meadows. 1905, the city is made a city and the railroad comes so people can rest and get water. 1931, a big dam called the Hoover Dam is made near Las Vegas. 1946, Benjamin Bugsy Siegel opens a hotel. 1951, big bombs are blown up in the desert. People come to watch the mushroom clouds and our city is called Atomic City. Lots of hotels are builded. 1956, Elvis Parsley performs in Las Vegas. Okay, is this written by a kid? From Mrs. Chavez's history class. Okay, that makes sense then. This all makes sense about this history now. I like Elvis Parsley. I like him performing. A big hotel called the Stardust has exploded in 2007. In 2030, it gets very hot and the animals die and the people say it's too hot and go away. 2035, Stanley Chen is very lucky and wins $3.2 million on a roulette wheel by guessing the numbers. 2037, people from Nevada and Arizona and California fight against robots when the government tries to make them leave because it's so hot. Almost nobody comes to Las Vegas anymore. 2040, Stanley Chen has used the lucky money and made more from making water that you could drink without getting diseases that make you sick. He pays his money for Big Bubble over our city in a hotel called The Fountain. 2047, my school, Stanley Chen Elementary, is open for children. Thank you, Mr. Chen, for everything that you have paid for our city where we live and for stopping it from turning into dessert. Oh, but why? We want it to turn into dessert. This sounds better. Make Las Vegas dessert again.
This could work against that machine. Purge left these machines behind. Could sneak by them. Go with a big one first.
Stabby. Oh, what? Silent straight didn't go off. Hey man, I go by stabby him. Last flan? Oh. I want dessert now. There ain't no dessert for me. No siree. I didn't miss. You have too big an eye to not see where that arrow came from, sir. Okay, Mr. Snapmore. Persist when killed. Contains resolve intact, so I don't want to shoot the gullets. Really what I want to do is cause a chain reaction on the purge mortar canister to get it to die fast, I think. Oh yeah, I probably should have got it on my side now, I think of it. Hissy sizzle! No, who said you're allowed to hit me? We're meleeing now, don't you understand? Can't believe I missed by that small margin. Oh, come on. Run! Probably not good to challenge a clock's jaws like that. So he says as he continues to miss. Sad times for me. Just remembered I don't want to blow up his stuff, but oh well. I think we got the goodie, the Snapmore sack webbing. Yeah, it's back to the multiplayer thing. Multiplayer is kind of what you make of it. Like when Becca and I played Portal on the channel. One controlling the mouse, one controlling the movement. That was the thing. Oh, there's another thing yet. Voice to text transcript. P. Collins. I thought it was PC Collins, like police constable. This is the land of the free. How can we be free if we can't even drive our own cars? Myth Richardson Ogler 7. As your lawyer, I must remind you that removing the car's self-drive automation could lead to... The whole point in this case is return my fine vintage automobil to its original ORIGINAL, yeah, spelling, condition, and that means no robots. Yes, and in our papers. This is a piece of history. American history! From when we made things. Do you want all our history to vanish? I'm not sure that the court... Oh, I know the court will just say, it's just a car. Safety must come first. Blah, blah, blah. This sounds unrealistic. Yes, it is likely that... But that's not what this is about. It's about return this car to its original, unchained, unbridled, American... Yeah, that sounds like the right rant.
Poseidon is through there. But where did that machine go?
Aloy! It's a miracle! Oh, oh.
Come on.
Hey, was this you? Did you lower the waters?
Yeah, but there's a new problem. That thing's in our way.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to get the embers with that around.
As the scrappy band of adventurers beheld the beast, they knew what they had to do.
What? Are you crazy? Hush now. She saved our Delph.
Okay then. Stay up here and start firing when I engage.
Yeah, I run. I didn't know its mouth goes wordier.
Blazes, fellas. Get to that overhang.
Need that canister exploded with frosting.
You saw nothing! Yeah, you saw everything! You saw everything! For once, I'm pressing circle at the exact right time. I missed. That's no good.
Much better.
Can't see anything to shoot anything. Oh, there was armor on that. I'm getting knocked about a bit here. Forget, this is holographic. It's not cover. Yeah, we needed to break the whirligig. I also need my face not to get break. Fine, I've barely taken any damage. I am now just firing them off into the ether, however. How do you want me to finish up, though? Oh, I can't see it. Yes, yes, I did. It's a lot easier when it's alone and with my own gear. All right, where'd the there it is. Yes.
Come on, gentlemen, get a move on.
Thank you for the tail. Where are you dudes? Oh, there you are. You're going down. Oh, you came with rope ladder, did you? What's up?
You guys all right?
More than all right. We did it! All the embers we could ever want, and it's all thanks to you.
Very, heartwarming. But maybe we can just, you know, grab what we came here for and get out before any more of those things decide to show up.
Now, shard counter. Nothing wrong with a little reveling. Though we should probably let our flame-haired friend get going. I believe she has business down here, does she not?
Right, of course. You need any help?
I can handle it from here.
Very well. We'll start taking some of the embers upstairs. Holler if you need us.
Thanks.
Well, that leaves Poseidon to grab, hey? One more target. I'd make a settlement down here. It's a pretty cool place, you know? I would like getting... You should have a show on in here. Like, perfectly fair. One, it would be kind of honoring the old ones a fair bit. Having shows in Las Vegas again, I guess, but... Right down here. Dude, it's just pretty and like nowhere on Earth currently,
Someone
maybe?
should be somewhere beyond this door. Time to bring it home.
Looks like we're gonna have it. Our next subordinate function. As long as it doesn't try to do anything else, like reflood everything. Hopefully not within its powers.
Okay. Poseidon should be hiding in some kind of processor. I need to find a console to gain access to it.
I can't do it. I can't give up on this place. I'm leaving everything on standby. The system's equipped for runs for decades, if not hundreds of years. It's a long shot. But maybe someday,
I should be able to use
against
that
all
console.
odds, someone will find this place again. Marvel at its lights and wonders. Discover a fortune and boundless opportunity. Make it their own dream. After all, if the city can give me a second chance, if water can flow in a wasteland, anything's possible.
He was right.
And it's pretty cool. What's this here next to the ancient valuables box? Hacked again. Hidden in the AC code, so someone must have inserted via thermostat interface. Pretty funny, actually. You know that holo ad for the Crave Men review over at the Vodka? Okay. Well, their loincloths disappeared. Went on for almost an hour before we shut it down. Jokes aside, we can't let it happen again. I've been over the environmental and holo systems, and they look okay. On your shift, have a look at the water infiltration code. Hate to think that might happen if those systems were compromised. It would be a lot worse than a few naked Neanderthals on the strip. Like a few naked Neanderthals who did strip. Or were stripped.
I'm here to bring you home, Poseidon. To Gaia. Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Poseidon's subordinate function to original code.
bring this back to Gaia.
Poseidon seemed quite accepting as well. Called her mother, in fact.
System reboot initiated.
Looks like taking Poseidon triggered a restart of the city's power system.
It refloods. No, the guys!
Roland and crew must have headed back up now. Probably embers they could carry, but...
Hey! I think I preferred the original look.
I'll shake it out as I go.
Dig D. Frozen yogurt with a swirl of life. He knows in everything. There we go then. I'm assuming this is the way back, considering they came down. Why are you hearing baby back ribs? That's just sounded weird then. Maybe I'm just hearing what I want to hear. Broken down voice that there is. In all reality, I've got a bit of climbing to do to get out of here. Or not, as the case may be. There's definitely climbing things, as you can see, but... it's let me up pretty easily via the stairs. Makes me wonder what I'm running past, because this complex is massive. Still gotta go higher than this. Are there stairs that go higher? Seemingly not. Is that, however? I think I checked out both of these already, right? Yep. Smoking dragon.
Looks like that elevator I found earlier. Maybe I can catch a ride instead of climbing back up.
Well, thanks those guys for laying it down. Yeah, getting Poseidon from start to finish was a lot faster than Aether. Though Aether itself was to build on other story points too, wasn't it? Tanakh storyline. Where are our dudes? I don't know where they've got to. Always upgrade a little bit here and there. Depends how I want to purge water, hunt the bow, upgrade or not. I think I'll leave it for the time being.
Whatever she did, it must have powered up the whole city.
Is that an eagle?
How much did all this cost?
Yeah. What on earth is out here?
Oh, the show my old Gramps always wanted.
There's another.
His dream realized. His old Gramps' legacy ensured. Our hero beheld the sea of desert lights and wept at his good fortune.
When I saw the embers as a child, I never dreamed they could be like this. Thank you, Aloy. Well, did you find what you were looking for?
I did. And now I have to move on.
Oh. Come back when you can. I got big plans for this place.
I thought you wanted to put on shows with the Empress back in the claim.
Oh, no. This is the show. Oh, can you imagine? Folks from all over the land coming to take it all in. Plus some food and a nice place to stay.
Not to mention a variety of entertainment venues.
Don't forget, games of chance. Plenty of shards to be had there for certain.
A new dream, huh? I hope you make it happen. Goodbye, gentlemen.
This delve is a story for the ages. All thanks to you.
If Moreland and crew's gonna stay, maybe I should come back and check on them later. For now, I need to get Poseidon back to Gaia. But with all the ruins here, I might want to look around before I head back. And with my new diving mask, I can swim as deep as I need to. Like at those deep water sites I found earlier.
We did a big thing. Basically, just brought Las Vegas back. Crazy. Anyway, onwards we shall go. Obviously, we want to check out more of this area in time, but we do want to head backwards and, well, give in, really. But for a little bit of breaking it up, we'll go past this rock breaker over here and go to that tool neck at last. We should build a place for kids too, where they can play, you know, parlor games. Yeah, you can't have them gambling. The drone wallpaper for here will look cool. If it's the currently updated one, then yeah. Which I'm guessing it, of course, will be. Well, now lots of things like the wildlife, the machines, etc. deal with that kind of change. I don't want to go... Wasn't it? Oh, there's a rock breaker site a little bit further on from it. I think I'll stay safely away, but if there's green shine, I'll take that. Oh, it's a Ferris wheel. Just trying to work out what that metal was. Yeah, it's a black box, but it's the other direction, isn't it? Also, there's a salvage there, so I can do that at the same time when I go do the salvage things. Which I definitely need to do some more salvage things, to point it out. But I think the next salvage things I will do... Well, now I can finish off the salvage camp I had, but there's a salvage camp up here that I probably should have got to a lot earlier than I have done. Hey, rock breaker! Don't see... Oh my goodness, he saw me. And so the hell begins anew. Not sure if I ran out of range.
Another tall neck.
Well, that's where we're going. On the way out, taking the option to get the mapping. So there's a shelter up that way. Now tell me I can't get up onto you for some weird reason.
That tall neck must be the one sending the signal.
Ah, you're different?
System reboot. So override might fix the tall neck. How to get up to it?
It's looking like I might need to bring it down.
I don't think any of my weapons can take this thing down. There's gotta be something around here I can use to take this tall neck down. This looks like ice from here. What are they doing here?
I don't know. What SRM gear? I was too busy going like, what? There's a pig on the ground. It's just been crushed.
That doesn't look good. I should check it out. So the Osram used some kind of harpoon to take this machine down. It must have attacked the camp. Maybe my focus can help me figure out why.
Sure it will.
These Osram were killed by machines. So the one they took down wasn't alone. These are tall neck antennas. The Osram must have stripped them somehow.
So a machine got sent because they were attacking the tall neck? Is what I'd have to guess from that.